Today is August 14, 1914. I am taking things quietly and fortifying myself against the fatigues of tomorrow, when the great marriage between the Pacific and the Atlantic is to be consummated. There have been several rehearsals, but tomorrow, for the first time, a ship goes through from sea to sea. At the rehearsals, she has always stopped short and turned back before her feet touch the other side. Tomorrow, she is wedded for good and all. Instead of staying in bed like a good, dutiful sick person, I have instructed the hotel to call me at 4 o'clock tomorrow. To have an invitation to such an historic event and to stay in bed would be unpardonable. On that day, a new nation, after 12 years of battle, would bring the dreams and failures to a superb issue. That very day, the fantasy of 400 years ago was by them made a reality.
We lived in one of the sturdily built French cottages on the shore of Lemon Bay. In the evenings, we entertained informally or played cards. The strenuous work of the early construction days was not conducive to frivolity and late hours. President Roosevelt had been impressed with the enthusiasm and interest of the men in their jobs, and he had promised some badge or medal in recognition for faithful service. True to his word, bronze medals were being minted in Philadelphia with the head of the president on one side, Culebra cut on the other. These were distributed to men with 2 years of construction service. A bar was to be added for each additional 2-year period.
It is a perverse thing, but with its completion, most of the glory of the Panama Canal has departed. Little more than a year ago, tiny trains darted about like many water spiders. Engines fussed and snorted and shrieked. Chains rattled. And over everything, certain intervals, came the boom of the blasting with its shudder of the earth. In the flooding of the Isthmian waterway, one has lost sight completely of man as a factor. People were crowded on each lock to watch us go through, but there was never a sound from any. I asked the reason and was told it was by command, so that nothing might interfere with the success of the journey. Perhaps for those who had worked and wearied so long and so closely with the tapestry, the beauty of the woven picture was lost in the knots and threads of their labor. When the ships left the road they had made for her and swept out into the open, did it not bring their hearts to their throats and make them, without knowing, break into sound? It did not. On the great and wonderful day when a dream 400 years old had been by them realized, they signalized their victory without music, without uniforms, and with mugs of cold tea and water. There are moments in life so dramatic that one is either awed out of one's volubility into silence, or shaken from one's silence into speech. The feeling abroad at that moment seemed to be relief at being so near the end of the journey. It doesn't seem fair that the romance of the Panama Canal, full as it is of heroism and striving, should have to be drowned in the waters that made her.